The journey that Jana Duggar and Stephen Wisman take together is one that is characterized by patience, camaraderie, and eventually, a beautiful. Continue to stay tuned as we reveal the romantic stages in their life that ultimately resulted in their lovely wedding venue in Prairie Grove, moments of genuine emotion that drew them together. A more intimate relationship. Jana Duggar is known to millions of dollars from her family's reality television show. 19 Children and Counting has always been a popular program. As someone who is reserved when it comes to her life of romance, but in a separate relationship, interviews with those with whom she shared her, the path of falling in love may be quite pleasant. Accompanied by her current spouse, Stephen Wisman, the Jana and Stephen have known each other for a considerable amount of time. Years during which both families were very close to one another. Their narrative is one of friendship, and they are friends. It developed into a lifelong commitment. Yet, as Jana disclosed it, that it wasn't always a simple journey while I was growing up. A member of the Duggar family, who was the oldest daughter, Jana was elevated to the forefront of the limelight at being the oldest daughter of the family. From a very early age, she often took on their 19 siblings obligations that highlighted her abilities, a caring quality that was seen by fans on a consistent basis on the Duggar family's television demonstrates her consistency and perseverance. Moreover, her generosity made her a well-liked character. However, being in the public eye comes with its. There are also rumors and guesses concerning her life in the personal sphere was regular, particularly because she continued to be unattached well into her 30s, in a manner that was not typical for the Duggar family. Recognized for getting married at a young age, despite that scrutiny, Jana maintained her composure, unwavering will to concentrate on her development of oneself. It was her family and her beliefs. But she had no idea that the situation was about to. She had been patiently waiting for love to come her way. Is already present in her life at this point. Stephen, a Wisman. These are the families of Jana and Stephen. Been pals for a very long time and created, building on a foundation of trust and mutual respect. The world of Jana was not unfamiliar to Stephen at all. In point of fact, they had encountered one another on countless occasions. With Jana's brother on several occasions throughout the years, even going so far as to marry Stephen's sister, Jeremiah, with Hannah in 2022. The relationship between the family become much more intense, in spite of the fact that they are connected. The past initially, there was no romantic interest. The cards that Jana and Stephen have when they are afar. Stephen adored Jana for her beauty. Jana acknowledges that she was afraid to open her heart, which had been vigilant in protecting her sentiments after prior romantic partnerships. Not going to work out. It wasn't Jana's journey that the process of locating the ideal partner, but getting ready to become the appropriate person, the emotional and spiritual well-being of oneself for a connection that was very intimate and meaningful too. After an extended period of time spent being basically the lives of Stephen and Jan, two pals, intertwined. Time, not too long ago, they had a one-night stand, having made the decision to go their own ways, although there is something about Stephen's consistent presence. An unflinching love remained with all of them. When Jana and I were apart for this period of time, Stephen made the decision to pursue a way that is more conventional to communicate his instantaneous emotions in a society that is ruled by short and concise text messages. The decision was made by Stephen to dedicate a handwritten letter of affection to Jana. As Jana stated in her letter from earlier this year, this was the motion that she made in her interview. Something caused her to halt and give some thought to recon her emotions. It wasn't only the things he spoke there. On the other hand, the thoughtfulness that went into it. I believe that people would, as Jana said. I realized that it could seem to be somewhat strange, but to tell you the truth, I thought it was very adorable. If he had sent me a text message, I would have said yes. As if to say, hey, dude, you're kind of getting lost. In the beginning, I'm not very interested in it. Letter resulted in a string of letters being sent back. In addition to this, via these letters, the two of them linked on a more profound way. Jana's words were not just truthful, but also optimistic. Knew that Stephen was more than simply a person. He was there for her as she went through her life. It was not an easy day to open out to love earlier today. When it came to Jana, she acknowledged to being protected. In addition to the fear of experiencing pain once again, Stephen's capacity for patience and comprehension, I believe that she was able to triumph over her worries. To put it simply, I've been so cautious in my attempts. In order to safeguard and avoid being injured once again, reflecting on the emotional barriers, the speaker stated, she had constructed over the course of several years the Stephens, because of her regular presence, Jana was able to let her guard down gradually as he continued to demonstrate affection and respect for the nature of her being and the household she was born into. Eventually, Jana started to see a future with him. Out of the crucial occasions in their lives, when Stephen came to visit, the connection was the Tona, the town, Arkansas, where Jana was born and raised. To get to know her family on a more fundamental level, spending some time with the Duggars being the setting, he exerted himself in an attempt to comprehend the values and dynamics that were important to consider. Jana did not just care about making a good impression, demonstrating to her family that it was about Jana, which he held in high regard and treasured. All of the things that she treasured Stephen's, the genuineness of his character, and his dedication to recognizing and assisting Jana's situation, individuality was the deciding factor in the outcome. This led Jana to the conclusion that he was the one. The wedding of the couple was no less than spectacular. Of a dream that was realized, both Jana and Stephen exchanged vows in a manner that was both traditional and lovely. Celebration in the Arkansas town of Prairie Grove, encircled by loved ones, friends, and family members, those who have more than 500 visitors present. It was a day that was full of love, joy, and a joyous satisfaction and contentment. The event was a ceremony. Lovely combination of modernity and heritage, personal embellishments that Jana's knitted garments have. The involvement of family was significant as well as the participation of a few of her siblings. The celebration's most important functions I had the feeling that everything was going to be well since the reception was a happy affair that was full of music, dancing, and speeches from the heart. Was never going to happen, but now it's beginning to. The sinking in of reality is beginning to take hold. I'm thinking to myself, wow, this really is something. I had a dream that Jana has shared her with me. Eyes overflowing with joy and contentment, the Stephens, some of Jana's siblings, including her sister Abby Duggar, in contrast to Jessa, sisters served as bridesmaids. As the time passed, Duggar Seewald remained by her side. The maid of honor, it served as a demonstration of how, even now, the Duggar family is still quite close-knit. Even as their lives continue to develop and change, Jana and Stephen have finally begun their journey together. As husband and wife, onto this new chapter in our lives, they anticipate the beginning of a life together. In conjunction with Stephen's position within the family, enterprise, as well as Jana's stake in the house, creation, and the family, the happy couple is overjoyed. So that they may combine their interests and begin one's own family, and one day, their common religion will be a fundamental component of their connection, helping them navigate their new environment, guiding them, positions and obligations to fulfill. What does the future hold for Jana and the newlywed? Stephen intends to go on with the nurturing process. The bond between them, while maintaining their relationship is the focal point of their life. Stay receptive to the direction that God will lead them, regardless of whether it's expanding their family or, together, we are exploring new ventures. And this is only the beginning of the narrative for Jana. The waiting has been a lengthy process, but each step has been worth it to discover a love that is so genuine. And it is said that love is pure when it occurs while you, unexpectedly, and for Jana Duggar and the rest of Wisman Stephen, indeed, it did from the beginning. From the beginning of our friendship to the breathtaking travels in the direction of love, and it is one of the stories that Jana and Stephen's marriage, a sentiment that is very heartwarming. It is a warning that genuine love is well worth the effort. Hold on. And there are moments when it is right there in front and center the whole time. So what did you do? Please share your thoughts on their narrative with us in the comments section. Comments are welcome below. And don't forget to like. Please continue to share and subscribe to our channel. More tales like this one that will warm your heart.